Hello everyone, welcome to our channel BISP Solution. Let's start our today's session. So this is our today's topic. It is multiple condition approval, job level approval, and supply approval. Right. So let's start with the multiple condition approval. So in multiple condition approval, we can define the multiple condition with the operator and or. Suppose we have the rule one. So if your BU is US1 business unit with the AND operator is if requisition amount is same and less than 1000, so this rule is executed as auto approval, right? When user perform, and you can say the user create a requisition amount same or less than 1000 and the BU is US1 business unit. In that scenario, the requisition approval is approved by the system, auto approval, right? In the same way, we have the rule 2, and if the BU is US1 business unit and with the AND operator, and your requisition amount is greater than 1000, so this request is approved by the approval group. You can define the approval group. Either you can define a single approval, hierarchical. You can define as per your requirement, right? So let's perform this multi-condition approval rule in our application. So let's move to the application, right? So this is our application. We have already created the approval group, that is Tata 001 in our last session. If you want to see, so let's go to the setting and action, go to the setup and maintenance. And search for the task. In manage implementation project, this is our project SCM implementation, and search is manage approval group. Go with the procurement. So this is manage approval group. Click on this go to task. It will land it on the BPM work list, and at that work list you can check your group approval group. So we have already created, and you can search by over here. This is Tata. Searching, it's no issue. Not fetching the information. Can go to this go to task. Scroll down. You can see Tata 001 underscore approval group 2 is already created, right? You can see over here, right? So let's create the rules. So I am going to create the requisition. So we have to manage requisition approvals. Go to task. Right. So we have already created rule. So this is header consensus and parallel consensus. Click on this edit rule. Right. So we have already created some rules. So let's delete all the rules so that now let's create new rule, right? So what is the name of this rule? Let's define our BU and operator and amount same or less than 1000. Let's wait for a while. Now let's define same with the description. Okay, right. So this is our rule name. Now let's define condition for this rule. So the type is approval task attribute and our requisition BU and head requisition header. This one is our attribute. So based on the attribute, the system will capture the value. Which value? Our business unit. So let's select our business unit. That is US1 business unit, right? Click OK. Right. So this is our first condition, right, for this rule. Now let's add one more condition. So in order to add one more condition, so select the record and click on this add condition. So at which above or below you want to add. Let's select below. You want to below. I'm going to add below condition. Right. So approval task, and now I'm going to defining the value like the amount. So requisition amount, requisition header. So which operator is less than or equal to operator, and the value is 1000, right? And okay. So this condition is added in this rule with AND operator, right? If you want to change the AND operator with OR operator, right? So select the record and click on this edit icon, right? So we have the two type of operator AND and OR, right? So you can select as per your rules requirement, right? No issue. Now let's add the action. So we can add the action on that uh, condition. You can add the condition at that action at that condition. So I'm going to add the action at both conditions. So we have to select this AND operator and click on this add action. So our BU with our requisition is less than or uh, equal to 1000. So who can approve this request? System will approve this request, right? So automatic. right? Automatic approve this request ratio, and you can select, you can set output for this. Suppose our system is automatically reject this request, so you have to check this action that set outcome is approved or reject, right? Click OK. Right. So our rule is ready to use, right? So this is our first rule. Now let's add one more rule. So click on this create icon, and now our BU and amount is same, no, greater than, right? Amount is more than 1000, right? So let's copy and paste it over here. Click OK. Now let's define the condition for this more than 1000 and view, right? So let's check. Let's add the view attribute, right? So what is the view attribute? Requisitioning view and requisition header and operator is equal to and the US1 business unit. This is our condition, right? Now let's add one more condition. So add condition on below. So now I am going to define amount. So requisition amount, requisition header. So the operator is more than, this is greater than, right? Value is 1000. Okay. Now select the operator, click on this add condition, right? So we have to define our group, right? So let's select our group, search for the group. So our group is Tata 001 AG2. Okay, right. So approval is required. This is our approval group and this is our approval group name, right? Now okay, and let's save and close and let's deploy, right? So our rule is enable and we have to deploy. Changes was deployed. Let's check one more time. Right. So this is also right, no issue. Save and close. Right. Let's click on deploy. Right. Done. Now let's create requisition. Right. So this is delete. Let's go to our instance. Right. Click on this navigator. Go to the requisition, purchase requisition. Let's click on this enter requisition line. Let's add our item. Right. So this is our item. Let's define our quantity. Suppose we have the 5 quantity with the price is 100. Right. So reflected over here. Let's click on this add to cart. Right. So click on that. Click on this review. Click on this manage approval so that you can check who can approve this request. Let's wait for a while. Right. So you can see we have the auto approval, the application development framework. It means this requisition is approved by the system. Let's click on submit. Right. So this is our uh, requisition number. So let's copy it. Let's paste it on our okay. Right now pending approval. So click on this manage approvals, manage requisition, and search for our requisition. Right, it's pending approval. Click on this search. Click on this search. It should be approved by the system because we have already defined the approval rule. See, the status is approved, right? So system approved this request, this request, because the condition is the BU is US1 business unit, and with the end operator, the condition is the requisition amount is same or less than 1000, right? Now let's create one more requisition more than 1000, right? Let's click on this entire requisition line. Let's define our item. We have to change some settings so that it will not reflect, right? No issue. Let's define the quantity. Suppose we have the 15, amount is 100 USD, so it will reflect more than 1000, right? Click on this add to cart. Click on this and click on this review so that we can check who can approve this request. This approval group is working or not. Let's check. Right, you can see the Tata 001 is our approval group. He will only approve this request because we have already defined this approval group, right? Let's submit, and we have to log in with this. So this is our requisition number. Let's copy it and paste it in notepad. This is our number, right? This is for Tata 001, right? So okay, and you can manage the requisition. See, this is pending approval. Let's copy it, paste it. This is our requisition number, and this is pending, right? It's pending for approval. We have to approve by the concern group, concern person. Let's copy it and go to this one and paste it over here. Let's log in with the Tata 001. This implementation we have already created in our last session. One notification is received. You can see this is our approval, approved requisition request. This is a requisition number. You can match with this Tata 001 204137, right? The approval request uh, received by this Tata 001 user, right? This is our approval group. Let's approve this request so that it will reflect on this, right? So this is pending approval. Let's again click on this search and click on this search. It should be chain yes, status is approved, right? And you can also check in the notification this request is approved, right? This is for your information, right? Done. So this is multi condition approval request. request, right? In the same way, you can also define in the purchase order, right? In the same way, right? So you can practice on this. Purchase the same on the purchase order, right? Now let's move to our next job level approval. So in our application, we have the different jobs. Like we have the employee, we have the worker, manager, assistant manager, and we have the general manager, director. We have different jobs in our application and your organization, right? So you can set the approvals on the basis of job level, right? Suppose we have the level 1 we have the employee, right? So employee can create a, you can say, the raise the requisition, right? You can raise the requisition approval employee, and this approval goes to our assistant manager, right? So we have to create. So in this job approval, we will see a scenario. In that scenario, like we have the Casey Brown, and this is a preparer, and you can say that a employee who can create, who can raise the requisition, right? And this request goes to our assistant manager, right? And if assistant manager will approve this request, then this request will go to our senior manager, and in the same way general manager, right? So we can we can set the approval based on this job levels, level 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And we can also define this employee star 01 employee, right? These are the implementation user, right? So Casey Brown is already created. We have to create this star 01 employee, star 02, star 03, and in that uh, employee employee user, we have to define this job, this assistant manager, senior manager, general manager. We have to create this job rule, right? So our first task is create jobs in our application, and the next task is we have to assign this job to this employee, right? Whose employee is employee, right? This star 01 is employee, star 02 is employee. We have to define, right? In the same way, we have to define the manager also, so that we can define the hierarchy in this job level, right? And at the end, we have to create the approval rule, and the last is create requisition, right? So let's go to the application, right? So create job. So this is our data. No need to, we have to sign it over here. Go to this one. Now this is our implementation project, and we have to search. The task name is manage job. So click on this manage job. With the procurement, we can manage the divisions, departments, right? So click on this go to task under the jobs. So we have create the assistant manager, senior manager, and general manager, right? So let's create, right? So this is common. What is the action, right? You can define solely here. Let's define, suppose we have the data assistant manager, right? And you can also define the same into the code, like data underscore assistant manager, right? So this is our code, and the job set is common, right? You can change this for your reference data set, right? This reference data set. Click on this next. Now we have to define the labels over here. Right, so what is the label? This is our label. So label is 00, right? 2001 is our label. You can see this is our job label, right? And no need to worry about else. You can define as per your requirement, right? No need to worry about. Click on this next, and this is our criteria. No need to next. And you can also add this existing profile over here. If you have any profile, so you can create a profile and you can add the existing profile over, right? No issue. Let's click on submit, and at the end you can review it. It is submitted, right? In the same way, let's create one more. We will not go to the general manager. We have to this senior manager level 2, right? So this is data. This is senior manager, right? Senior manager, the data underscore senior underscore manager. Click on next. Now let's define our label is 2002, right? So we will set on this level 2, and you can practice on this level 2 also, right? So click on this submit. Okay, so you can, in this way you can define the job level, right? Now let's create the user on this. Click on this navigator, go to the tools, click on the security console, and let's create two user firstly. Click on this user and click on this add user. So her for last name is, suppose we have, just complete this one, right? So we have star 01 employee, right? We have a star 01 IMP employee, right? And let's define the password, right? So let's click on save and close. Save and close. In the same way, let's create star 02 employee. This is our password. Let's define our confirm password. Let's click on save and close. So let's we created the employee implementation user. Now let's go to the employee, manage users. So here you can define the job level, right? Go with the procurement, right? Click on this manage user, right? And first we have the Casey Brown, right? So click on this Casey Brown. So the prepare is Casey Brown, right? And who is the manager of this? Suppose we have the this is our employee and job level is administrator. You can change, but right now you need to worried about this, right? Now let's change the manager of this. So let's define manager, search. Search our we don't have the implementation user, that is star. Let's search our star. It will reflect or not. It's not reflect, so first we have to create. Cancel out. Right, so click on this create icon. Let's define our last name. Suppose we have the star 01 employee, right? And we have to define the star 01 at the rate is mandatory field, so that we have to define, right? Right, now let's go to the employee. Click on this employee. Right, now let's select the employer is our nothing but a legal entity, US1 legal entity, right? Let's define business unit. This is our US1. US1 legal entity, right? Where is US1? It's US1. US1 legal entity, right? So this is employee US1, and you can also define the star. Username is no need to worry about. We have a link the user, so that we have already defined the star. Sorry, right. So this is our 01. So select the record, click OK, right? And we have to define the manager. So who is the manager of this employee 01? So I think we don't have also star 02. Wait, to first we have to save this information. First we save this user, and later on we will create one more user star 02. Let's create one more. This is our star 02 IMP. Let's define star 02. Let's link so that we can star 02, right? So let's define this employee, and we have the US1 legal entity, we have the US1 business unit, right? No issue. We have the manager. So we don't have the manager of this, so no need to worry about. Save and close. Right. So start with the Casey Brown. Casey Brown having the lower, and it should be we have the star 01. Star 01 is the manager of Casey Brown. It's not reflect. What's the reason behind it? Let's cancel out. Let's cancel out. We have created the star. Star 01 and star 02 we have created here, but it's not reflected over here. we have the *01 employee and *02 employee, right? Now let's go to this one. Search for that. Yes, it's reflected. *01 employee, *02 employee. But somehow in Casey Brown is not reflected. Click on this Casey Brown. Right. Suppose we have not given the job. Right. Suppose *01 employee. Right. So go with the first one, *01. Right. So under *01 we have to define this job. Search for the job. So who is the job? This 001 is assistant manager. So search for the Tata assistant manager. Click OK. Right. Save and close. The same way we have the *02 employee. We have the job is search for the Tata. This is senior manager. Click OK. Right, save and close. Now let's go with the Casey Brown. Right. Now let's click on this manager. Search for the manager. His name is *01 employee. Should be reflected over here. Some issue. Let's search for the job name. Sorry, I am going to define wrong. This is the manager. I am already defined this manager over here. Tata is not manager. Star is the manager. Assistant manager should be reflected over here, but not. Let's contain. It's not. Let's select, cancel out. Let's create new one. Suppose we have the *04, right? 03 IMP *03 @gmail.com. right? Right, I think the date is prior then. I think this is one thing I should start with the star 01 IMP. Go to this first one, and this side it is not, we cannot change, right? Let's create new one. So let's define star 03 IMP star 03 underscore, right? So the date is prior than the Casey Brown, I think. Take we have done, right? Right. 03. Let's define this. Copy it. Paste over here. 03. Right. Now let's define employee, and we have the US1 legal entity, US1 business unit. We have the job role. This is our assistant manager, right? So this is our star 03 is our username, right? No issue. Let's click on save and close. Right, create one more for star 04 employee. Sad it should be prior than star 03 02, right? So let's define the, right, this is our employee. Define the US1 legal entity and US1 primary ledger. We have defined the job. This is senior manager, right? Let's click on save and close. Right, now let's go to Brown. Click on this Brown. Now let's check the manager. Star, hit enter, C, reflected 0304. So click 03, save and close. In the same way, let's define the star 04 IMP 03 having the 04. So under 03 we have to define this 04. This is 04. Click OK. Right, save and close. So we have defined all the jobs, and we have already we create the rules, we create the users, and we have defined the job roles as well as the manager hierarchy, right? And let's go to the approvals rules. So done. We have to change the password. So let's define 03 having password, reset password. We have to reset the password because at the user and manage user we cannot create the password, right? We can send only password to the registered email ID so that we can reset the password using the emails. Now we can manually reset the password using the security console. So this is the beauty of this security console in our application. Done. Now let's go to the rules. Which rules? Manage, requisition, approval. Manage requisition approval. Click on that. Go to task, and we have already created some rules. So go to this rule. Click on this edit rule. Right. So let's select the record and click on this disable. Select the record, click on this disable, and click on this create icon so that we can create new rule, right? So what is the job role? Job role approval rule, right? Click OK. Now we have to define the condition for this. So let's add the condition. So what is the condition? BU, requisitioning BU. If your BU is the same, requisitioning BU and requisition header, right? So operator with the equal, we have to define our business unit. So whenever we create the requisition, purchase requisition in our this business unit, so it will be approved by the job level, right? So select the condition and click on this add condition, add action, right? So what is the action we have to perform? So we have seen the approval group and supervisory, and we can see we also cover this single approval. So let's select the job approval, job level, right? So who can approve this request? The preparer. Preparer, who is the preparer? The Casey Brown is the preparer, right? And start with the manager, right? Start with the preparer, right? So this is not, we don't have the, let's select first is requester, again go to preparer, now this preparer, right? Now with the level of job level, how much job level? We have defined two level, right? the top worker in the hierarchy. Who's the top worker of hierarchy? We have to define. So we have the top level is star 04, the top level worker of this hierarchy, right? And we have the option either all approvals, if all the user, all the uh, employee approve this request, so it will be approved, right? And you can also define the first and last approval, and you can also define the last approval only, right? So suppose let's go with the all approval and click on this OK, right? So click on this save and close, and let's create one requisition first, right? So we have to deploy this rule. Okay, right, done. Now let's go to the navigator and go to the requisition, purchase requisition. Let's create new purchase. So purchase requisition created by the more task, right? And we have to add this enter requisition line. Let's enter our item start out of 01, right? Let's define the price 100 and the amount quantity is 10, right? And let's click on this add to cart, click on this Shopee and click on this review, and under the manage approval you can see the approval group hierarchy job level at the job level, right? Right, you can see over here we have the system administrator, this is Casey Brown, and the next one is star 03 employee, right? So let's click on this submit. So let's check, go to this one, confirm. This is our requisition number. Let's copy it and 38, right? And paste it in the requisition section. That is this one, and this is for job approval, right? So click on this manage requisition, search for the requisition, right? So pending approval, click on this notification. So right now click on this search, right? Search. So the system send the notification to the 03 and 04 star 03 and 04. So let's check out. So let's Tata no star 03 IMP, and we have the password. Let's sign in. Click on this employee, sorry, star 04 IMP, and right. So this is our senior manager, and this is also let's refresh it. This senior manager is not not receive the request, right? So first we have to approved from the assistant level. After that, this request sent to this uh, this manager level, right? So let's sign out. First go to the assistant manager, then go to the senior manager. So star 03 IMP admin at the rate 123, and I'm having no issue over here. It's not reflecting, sorry. Let's search with the assistant manager. It is star 03 IMP. So this assistant manager, whenever he approve this request, the request will goes to the senior manager. So at that point of uh, the senior manager will receive the request, right? So click on that. Click on this notification, right? So let's approve this request 204138. Click on this approve, right? So let's go to the Casey Brown and let's click on this search. It's not approved till, still in the status of pending approval, because we have one job that is right. Also approve this, right? Now let's go to again the our senior manager. So star 04 IMP. So it will take time to. Now let's check one more time. I think it's approved or not. Approved, right? No issue. Now let's go to the our next topic is supplier approval, right? So in our previously session we have seen how to set the rule for the requisition, how to set the rule for the uh, purchase order. Now let's set the role and rules for the supplier. In our previously session we have seen that how to create the supplier in our application, right? How to set the profile, how to set the address, right? And site, so we can set the approval rule on the site, right? So we can create the profile, and we can also set and also provide the address detail of this supplier. But once the profile and address gets created, it should be uh, go for the approvals for concerned person, so that he can also select or reject, approve or reject this request based on the profile and address, right? So we have to set this supplier at the prospective, right? And we go this approval request, right? So let's check, because let's enable it. Click on this edit rule, click on this, let's create profile, supplier profile, right? Let's add, and let's add condition. This is automatic, right? Add, right? So 7 close, must enter at least one condition. What kind of condition? Let's add condition. Suppose we have the supplier. Without condition we cannot set this request. Bus system procurement BU. Let's check procurement BU is equals to US1 Let's add. Right, save and close, and let's deploy this. This is for profile, supply profile, because whenever we create the profile, then it will go for the approval, right? So we have the spend authorize approval, click on that. Right, let's go with the first stage, click on that, and we have to first enable it and then click on this add it rule. Right, select the record and click on this disable and click on this create new one. So we are going to convert, we are getting the supplier approval. Right, there is a supplier approval, select the record, click on this add condition. So what is the condition? Whenever the current status from business relationship, right? Current business relationship spend authorize approval, right? And the operator is equals to value is prospective. So whenever the value of this supplier is prospective, then it will go for the approval for the concerned person, right? So he can approve this request, right? Okay, and let's click on this add condition, add action, and let's click on this single approval or a group approval you can define. So let's go with the group approval, because we don't have any single approval, because single approval needs a worker. The supply manager worker, we have to define this one, right? So we don't have right now this worker and all that. So let's go with the approval. We have the single person in this approval, like we have Tata 001, right? Okay, save and close, and let's deploy this rule. Right, no issue. Now go to the supplier, click on this navigator, go to the procurement, click on the supplier, now let's create one supplier, click on this task list, click on this create supplier. So this is our, you can say the Tata, and you can say the star supplier, right? So Tata, right? Now we have to select the business as prospective. Corporation is our tax organization types. Click on this create icon. Now the profile is created. Now we have to define our address. Click on this create. So what is the address name? That is star, sorry, Tata star address United, right? Let's define basis of zip code New York. Okay, this is our ordering purpose and remit to purpose, this address, right? Click on this save and close. Now click on this submit. Now the internal profile request submitted, and this is our auto approval, so it should be approved automatically. Yes, time supplier. Now click on this task list and search for our supplier into a manage supplier. Let's search for our Tata. Click on that. This is our address. Right, click on this edit. Right. So some error, right? It's because of that he rejected, right? So we have don't have the US one. Let's change the, again go to the rules so that we can change the profile rules, because the system is rejected this request, right? The supplier profile request of Tata Star supplier was rejected due to error, because we have some error. Let's go to the setup and maintenance. Click on this task list. Click on this search and search manage requisition approval. So done, done. Click on this task list. Go with the manage implementation project. Go inside the project and search. The task name is manage acquisition approval. So we have the supplier spend authorized and the supplier profile. So select the go to task, and someone is created this, I think, I don't know. Let's disable it. Done. Now let's add the star Tata Star address United. Define our postal code and click on this ordering and remit to. Click on this save and close. Click on submit and profile number is 43043. Okay, let's wait for a while. This supplier is rejected. The system reject this. Don't know why. Let's check one more time. This is our profile, internal profile change approval. This is supplier profile change approval. No, this is internal because they display the internal one, right? So let's define first one, enable it. Click on this edit rule. Route approval and supplier manager auto approve, right? Let's save and close and deploy this one. Okay, and select second one also and click on this edit rule. And don't have cancel out. That's done. Now let's again click on this and click on this profile. Click on this address. Click on this edit. Click on this address and star right. Select the country, United States. Select the postal code. Save and close. Submit, right? So this request goes to the this is internal profile change request, right? Should be approved, right? So whenever it approved by the system, you can check the site, the option site over here, right? Here you can check, and this is a profile change request pending approval. Right, no issue. Click OK. Right, you can see the profile approved, right? No issue. Click on this and again click on this address, and this is our address. This is done. Edit, save, edit, cancel out, and let's select the record and click on this promote to the span authorized. Then at that time this uh, requisition goes to the concerned person, right, and he will approve this request, right. Right, so request is 4001. Okay, and you cannot edit this supplier because when authorized request is pending, right. Only the current approval can edit this, right. So you can see the side is activated over, but you cannot you cannot edit this. So we have one option, sorry, we can approve the request so that we can edit this request, right. So go to the uh, this one and let's approve the request, sign out and sign in. And who is our Tata 001 is our approval group, and he can also, he's the only person who can approve this request because this is the person in the approval group. See, this is our request to approve the supplier Tata star for spend authorized, right. Let's click on this approve. Right, now let's go to the instance and let's click on done. Again go to the supplier and go to this site, click on this edit, select the record and click on this edit. See, this is how you can edit this site, right. How you can define the purchasing, receiving, invoicing options over here, right. So this is how you can also set the approval for the supplier also, right. Submit. So we have completed the multi-level condition approval, job level also, and the supplier approval, right. So this is also our today's session. So thanks for attending this session. Thank you so much.